You have planned the wedding, picked out all the good stuff, have your photographer in mind, and now it is time for your engagement photos. And I'm sure the only thing running through your mind is, oh my gosh, another decision I have to make. Getting ready for your engagement session should not be stressful. It should be a really good time. And today's video is hopefully going to help you prepare for that a little bit more by giving you some tips on what to wear and maybe what not to wear, while I slightly tear apart my own engagement photos from 10 years ago. But first, since I'm in my car anyways, I'm gonna go grab some Starbucks, find a nice place to park, wait for my husband to get done with his appointment, and share some stuff with you guys along the way. All right, got my Starbucks. Not in a car anymore. It's about 3 hours later, because sometimes that is how life works. But we continue on. So the do's and don'ts when it comes to planning your engagement photos. It's mostly going to be do's, and the don'ts are going to be 100% related to what I did 11 years ago when I had my engagement photos taken. The first thing I'd recommend when it comes to what to wear to your engagement session is something you've heard me say a few times now, but it is to coordinate rather than to match. So looking at these photos, my husband and I wore the same color blue shirt. Doing that, our outfits were like too similar, and there wasn't a lot of like depth and dimension to how we looked. They were very plain outfits, so it really didn't bring much to the photos. And while you don't want your outfits to speak for you, you also want them to work well with you. So I would have preferred my outfit to have coordinated with my husband and had a little bit more to it. Okay, so when you do engagement photos, you're usually planning, depending on how long you want to shoot for, it's going to be between 1 and 3 outfits, depending on what your photographer allows for in the time allotted. So in the same sense, we changed our outfits when we did our engagement photos. And how do I put this nicely? We used to think we were country. We were living in the suburbs of New Jersey, right outside New York City, but we were convinced we were country. And our wedding actually was a very cute, like country themed backyard wedding. But looking at our outfits now, I think we took that concept a little too literally. And they're not bad outfits, and it's a pretty cute look, but it's just so niche. And so, like, the next tip that I would give somebody when it comes to your engagement photos is try to not be so niche. Even if your wedding has a theme, you don't necessarily have to buy into that with your engagement photos. These can be more photos you would use all the time rather than just what you're going to put on your save the dates. I'm going to continue to rip apart the dress that I wore now. I love the idea of wearing dresses for photo shoots. I love the idea of wearing long dresses for photo shoots, not short dresses. Because, well, there's a lot of because, but number one, and this is what I endured with the dress that I wore, it actually was too short. And what I mean is we did things in photos that showed too much, and I couldn't actually use the pictures. And there's a lot of awkward where I'm like trying to hold the dress in place moments. So a lot of cute shots like Brian picking me up or like spinning around or doing anything with like motion wouldn't work because my dress was too short. The second thing about wearing a longer dress is you can play with it more in the images, and it brings a little bit of motion and like life to even like a pose photo where you guys are looking at the camera. If you can pull your dress out and drop it, it like adds this like movement and motion to the photo that really like elevates it. And photographers love when we can do things like that. So if you're thinking about wearing a dress, I would really recommend wearing something that is a little bit more flowy and a little bit longer, because there's a lot more play with that. The other reason why I'm ripping apart my dress that I wore is because it wasn't me at all. I picked out this dress that I had never worn before, and really it wasn't my style at all. So I ran into so many issues wearing it that day. It ended up being a bad cut, too short, and also nothing I would wear again. So it really didn't like feel like me. So definitely be picking outfits that you've either worn before or are of a similar style, something that you wear all the time, so that when you look at it, you're like, yeah, that's exactly an outfit I would pick out to do photos in again. Change of scenery once again. Now that I have ripped apart my own engagement photo outfits for far too long, I wanted to give you some looks that actually would work really well for engagement sessions. I actually liked the outfit I am wearing right now. Oh yeah, this is dangerous, but this is fine. So with this outfit, I went with black denim, a gray shirt, and then I was able to throw on like blue denim because this is just a black pant. And this would work really well because then my partner, whoever I'm taking photos with, could wear denim on the bottom. So probably a wash that would complement what I'm wearing on top, and then easily could be wearing like a black shirt to match or something like that. So that's what I'm talking about when I say like coordinating outfits. I've gone with some really neutral colors here, gray, blue, and denim. And then I can easily put together my partner's outfit to have denim on the bottom and then either pull in this blue or this black. I probably wouldn't put them in gray. And go from there. Okay, I've come off the stool. Let's talk about if we wanted to wear something less casual. So I've kind of been talking about casual. It's pretty much my MO. But we do like to dress up for our engagement photos. This is perhaps the first time you and your significant other are taking professional photos together. There's something that you want to frame and put on your wall. So you want to feel comfortable in them. You also want to look really nice in them. So this is an example I would give of that more flowy style dress. So it is a nice cut, and then there is a lot of skirt here. It's kind of like a T-length, and it is a neutral color. It's navy, and then it has small patterns in them. So a little bit of color in there, but overall it's a pretty easy dress. I think the light's hitting it kind of crazy, but it is fairly muted. When I talk about coordinating, rather than putting my partner in something navy to match this blue, I'm actually going to put them in like a lighter blue that will pull out the other faded colors in that, so that will look kind of more coordinated together. I'd probably put him in gray pants. He dresses better than me, so he can pick whatever he wants to wear. But if this was the dress I was wearing, I would lean towards pulling out a color in the dress rather than trying to match the blue in the dress. Another option that I love, probably because I just love wearing like blacks and grays and all that stuff, is to wear something like a full black jumpsuit or dress. And then from there, I would kind of pull in pops of color. So this could be where if your partner wanted to wear color, you could coordinate with them where you would wear all black. They would pick the color that they were wearing possibly as their top, and then your accessories could match. So if my partner wanted to wear green, like a nice muted green, I could easily match him by wearing all black. He would wear like a black bottom, and then I would find jewelry that kind of matched that green that he's wearing. So my jewelry is what's going to coordinate with my partner's outfit. Well, now I have to go clean all this up, but I was happy to pull it all out and able to give some visual of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about coordinating your outfits and incorporating those neutrals in more muted tones, but also being able to incorporate a little bit of color if that's your style. When I'm giving these tips, this is more of that kind of intro level. If you've done photos before or you know exactly what you want to wear what you want to wear. Obviously, these are not rules that photographers would say, I can't photograph you, you didn't wear neutrals. That would be crazy. So we're just always trying to give tips ahead of time so that you feel the most confident and the most comfortable going into something, especially like engagement photos, where it might be the first time you work with a professional photographer and very likely the first time you work with your wedding photographer. So you want it to be a great experience, and a part of that is coming in prepared and feeling really comfortable and timeless, because these are probably photos that you are going to use not just on your social media as your profile pictures for a little while or in your save the dates. You're probably going to print them. They're going to put them on canvas. They're going to sit on your desk. You know, these are things that you're going to cherish because this was such a special time, and you want to really value the photos that you take by feeling really comfortable and confident with how you looked and felt during the session. this to get Starbucks.